Hey, how's it going, everybody? You guys are watching Some for All, and look at this beautiful, beautiful mat. Man, I love it so much. I always get compliments on it. But anyways, today I'm going to be showing you guys my Sero deck profile. It's a deck I've been having a ton of fun with. Sero, I think, is a character that is a ton of fun to play. I don't think he's going to shock anyone or like be super amazing or be super meta like a Kirishima or a Jiro or a Aizawa, like, those decks that I've talked about. Go ahead and click that link in the top right corner if you want to hear my thoughts on those top decks I think of this current format here in set one. I don't think Sero is like that, but he's really, really fun to play. He draws a lot of cards and he can catch a lot of people off guard. The way that I decided to build him is throw-based Sero. Now, the thing is, so far in my testing, like low health characters, I seem to like have a lot of success against because like you're just getting guaranteed damage every turn, right? And then some turns you can just do huge dunks, like huge ones. But I struggle more so with like the Nomus and like the All Mights, the characters that have really high health pools. And then also, of course, like there's Shigaraki who also exists, who like basically can like do what you do but a little bit better because like he doesn't get guaranteed damage through throws. He gets guaranteed damage through through his effect after he does like some damage. He's able to use his character card ability. So there's that. But regardless, I mean, we play this game for fun too, right? We don't only just play for meta. I'm not like a extremely high level competitive player where like I play everything to win. I play this game for fun, and I think that's fine too. So let's go ahead and start off with the attack lineup. So like I said, we basically play every single throw we possibly can, and we're playing this off the order symbol in order to maximize this. So we're playing 4 copies of Mineta's Throw. We're playing 4 copies of Deku's Throw, Reverse Throw, which is such a good card. Then we're playing 4 copies of Sero's Throw, and then 4 copies of his Pseudo Throw, and then 4 copies of your Kill Attack. So this might seem a little stupid because, yes, I know it's a 2-check and all, and honestly, it does suck. It does happen sometimes. Like, honestly, it does suck. But this is honestly your kill card, and like, yeah, if you don't see this, if you don't have at least 1 or 2 of these, you're probably not going to win the game. Just because like this is literally the one that you go for in order to go for game. You pump it to like absurd amounts, which is relatively easy to do. And then also on top of that, it can't be fully blocked. So yeah, so because it can't be fully blocked, they're going to take guaranteed damage off of it, and then you're also able to use Sero's effect, which allows you to draw 2 cards whenever a card is not whenever an attack is partially blocked. So it obviously has perfect synergy with each other. You do have to discard a momentum to use its own ability in order to change the zone of the attack, but remember, we're playing everything in this deck is a throw, except like tape swing is essentially a throw too, but everything, whoops, that fell. Everything in this deck is a throw. And so because of that, you're always going to have momentum. So typically, like, yeah, I found problems like against like decks that will side or like use Aoyama cards to get rid of momentum and stuff like that. Because like this deck is literally like momentum dump. Like you get your tape swing and then like you dump momentum, you use Sero's effect, you use think fast, and then you're able to just like get absurd tape swings. And then, yeah, you'll always have momentum because, like, these cards will do guaranteed damage, right? Like, that's the point of throws, to do guaranteed damage. And whenever you do damage, then you get to go ahead and add it to momentum, right? So, Rapid Tape Strike, it stuns. As a Sero Enhance, you can go ahead and commit 1 foundation. And then this attack cannot be blocked by mid attacks. You go ahead and change this to mid. Oh, look, it's a mid attack. It can't be blocked by mid attacks. It can only be blocked by highs or lows, which then obviously means, boom, you already know it. You get to draw 2 cards off Sero's effect, but then also it's effectively a throw. So when it does damage, you can add it to your momentum, right? So yeah, that's very self-explanatory. And then you can commit 1 foundation. If this attack is not blocked, your rival discards 1 card. So yeah, I think that this is relatively straightforward, right? So again, use this, change it to mid, can't be blocked by mid attacks, but then also you can go ahead, commit a card, and then if this attack is not blocked, your rival discards 1 card. It forces them to basically use a card. Either way, they're losing a card, right? Because they have to block it and still take damage, or they just take the full damage, and then you drop a card out of their hand. So, yeah, that is that. Grasping Tape Toss is pretty obvious, I would think. It's Sero's throw for a reason. You're able to stun one, which is always nice. And then if this attack is not blocked, you commit one Rival Foundation. So again, your opponent is going to have to use a card from their hand, or also going to have to commit a foundation. And it's 5 damage, which is not too bad. And then reverse throw, I mean, this card is nuts for a common. It's so good. So obviously if it does 5 damage, you get to draw 1. And if it does not do 5 damage, then that means it's going to do partial damage. It's going to do 3 damage, which still isn't too bad. But you're typically, what I like to do is, because like mid obviously can be blocked by anything, and people typically don't want you to draw the 5 cards. Obviously you use Sero's effect, and then you just make it like a low or a high, and then hope. It's a good way to scout and see if they have any blocks, and see if they really care about that +1 draw. If they can full block it, great. If they half block it, at that point, see if they still have like a mid block or whatever, and they half block it, great. You still get to draw 2 cards off Sero. If you get the full damage, you get to draw 1. So I really like that synergy. And then Moneda's throw, honestly, it's probably the weakest throw so far that we have in the game. But again, it's literally just guaranteed damage. That literally all I use this card for is just the guaranteed damage. Just getting that in, and then getting into momentum and using it for tape swing. So that is the attack lineup. Then if we go over to the foundations, I'm playing spammable foundations. Requesting assistance, really good, because you'll pretty much always have momentum, so this will always be live. Gotcha, pretty straightforward. Speed hate, but then also gives you speed as well, because we have multiple ways of committing it through our own cards. 4 copies of tape, because of course, like, a lot of heavy hitting cards are mid, so being able to do that, but then also being able to change an attack zone to mid as well, so it's easier for you to block, or maybe you want to do it for yourself. Maybe you want to go ahead and use it for your tape swing, so you can do big dunks. That's also an option. Then some draw power, 4 calling for backup to draw, 4 passing the torch to draw. So we have passing the torch, we have calling for backup, we have Sero's effect. You're going to be drawing a ton of cards, and that's one of the fun parts about this deck. Like, you always have a ton of cards in your hand. Then I don't have my side deck set up yet, but Short Circuit, I'm running 2 copies of these. I'd probably side the other 2, just because, again, if you are playing against an opponent that has charge attacks, you can side them out. But if they don't have charge attacks, you can go ahead and put 2 more in order to just have a little bit more of a defensive option. And then the same thing with Fulfilled My Duty. 2 copies of that. That would also be another card I would side. Then for the uniques, I play 2 Shock Treatment. This is cool because, again, you'll always have momentum, so you'll be able to use that first effect. Sometimes you might want to go ahead and commit something that you feel like your opponent might want to take advantage of on their turn, or even on their turn. On your turn, when you're trying to go for the juggler, say you're trying to go for a tape swing, and you think they might ruin your fun, you go ahead and use Shock Treatment, and you're able to discard 1 momentum and commit 1 Rival Foundation. You get to choose which one, so remember that. And then also, if you decide to pop it, if you want to destroy it, you can commit 1 Rival Foundation. I don't know why I flipped it. I should just destroy it. It's gone. You can choose to commit 1 Rival Foundation as well. So that is pretty cool. And yeah, because essentially you can commit 2 foundations as well, because you just discard 1 momentum, and then after that you can destroy it, and then commit another foundation. And then I like to play 4 Think Fast. I think this is a unique that, like, you really want to see, because it allows you to have another zone switch, which is always nice for tape swing. But then also on top of that, it is a mid block of 1, so you can use it to block anything, which is really nice. And because it's unique, you only really need to have 1, or you can only have 1, and then all the other ones can basically just be block fodder. Of course, there's cards that exist that kind of like would take it out of the game, or anything like that. Like, I think it's Apathetic, or one of those cards that, I think it's Apathetic, that flips your foundation. So, like, if you only have the 1, it's unique, they flip it, then it's like, oh, I'm screwed, right? But, you know, if you play 3 more, you're probably going to get another one, because we draw so many cards, and then you can still pop off, right? So, that's why I personally decided to run 4. The block modifier is good, and I feel like you want to see it at all costs. And then, to round out the deck, before I show you guys that, I also play 2 action cards. So let's just go ahead and clean this up here. So then the 2 action cards I play are Go Beyond. And the reason why I play this is because you'll be able to pick back up your tape swings. Like, remember I told you, like, tape swing is your kill. Like, this is so key, right? So whether you use it in like a control check, whether you use it to attack, and then you send it to your discard pile. So then once you have your go beyond, you can go ahead and pick it back up, play it again on your next turn. I've used that combo before. So or say you have a tape swing and then you have another tape swing in your discard pile. So like you tape swing and then like I'm thinking like this is late game. Like obviously you have a ton of foundations. You tape swing, you go beyond, and then you tape swing after getting the go beyond, after using the go beyond to pick up your tape swing from the discard pile. And then it's guaranteed damage really, because obviously it's effect, but then you get the zone switch, so it's +2, so it becomes 8 damage. But then on top of that as well, obviously if you have access to, where is it? Where are my think fasts? I have 4 of them. Here they are. You have access to think fast. Think fast lets you change the zone. So like I'm just saying, like if you're gonna go for the second one and you don't have the momentum, right? So think fast lets you change the zone. That then brings it to 10 damage. And then of course, obviously, if you have what is that card called? Tape. Why is it not in order? And if you have tape, then you can go ahead and change it to mid, right? So it's a mid, you change it to low, you change it to high, you change it back to mid. Right, and then all of a sudden that's 12 damage, and that's without even using tape swing's effect, right? If you have other throws that like you've used throughout the game, and you have them in your momentum, then you can go ahead and do that, and then yeah, your tape swing just gets absurd. So this deck basically is just tape swing. Literally, it's built around just having this card and just popping off and going nuts. Again, it's not the best deck, but it is a fun deck, and I highly recommend you guys try it out. Build it yourself, try it in Tabletop Simulator, see if you guys like it. I will be making tweaks. I want to make this deck better. I think it can get better. I just don't know how. If you guys have any advice, let me know, but I'm having a ton of fun with this. But yeah, so that is my Sero build. Stay tuned for my Moneta build as well, coming up very soon, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.